In the NHL playoffs, the Toronto Maple Leafs experienced another heartbreaking elimination last night, leaving the Edmonton Oilers as the only Canadian team still in the running. Steve Dangle Glynn, he is the co-CEO of the SPDN Sports Podcast Network, and he's joining us from Toronto. Steve, it was just yesterday you were talking to my colleague Linda, and you were so young and innocent and hopeful at that time. I wonder how you're feeling today.
The opposite. Not good. I started to dream the silliest and softest of dreams, and they never just lose, eh? Like, it's always got to be... Do you understand they tied a record for the worst margin of defeat by a home team in a Game 7? They lost by 5 goals. And the Panthers, for some reason, are doing this weird, bad faith, sadistic media tour, complimenting the Leafs and talking about how bad they feel for them. They beat them 12-2 over the last 2 home games in Toronto on this home ice that the Leafs fought so hard for. They're just stomping on, twisting, thunder punching the knife, and it's unnecessary, and it hurts my feelings.
Well, Steve, you said something critical there is, do you understand? No, I do not understand, and a lot of people in Toronto do not understand. And I'm admittedly not a huge sports person. I don't understand the ins and outs, but I understand you have a good team. You got lots of money. You got resources. You made it this far again, and you failed again. Why?
First of all, don't yell at me. Second of all, those are all very good points. Listen, this has been the frustrating thing, and I think this is why the team hasn't completely blown it up. Listen, the doomsday drop-dead date for trading a piece of this core was in 2023. They had the option to either not re-sign William Nylander and trade him, or trade Mitch Marner before his no-move clause kicked in, and the Leafs stubbornly decided to stay with the same group. So even though they have all this money, even though they have all these resources, even though they made all these changes around the core and signings and draft picks and trades, and the main ingredients of the dish were still the same. And this is the only time of year I ever get invited on TV is when the Leafs lose. But I promise you I'm not relishing in this. I'm going to get a big boost in viewership for one video, but then the faucet shuts off. They don't play any more games. It's like you're starving, so you book a table at death row. Yeah, they're going to bring you whatever you want, but that's your last meal. And no one's happy about it.
Okay, so I'm going to use a sports cliche, which is there's always next season. So what does the team need to do? Like, how do we not get here again? Like, do better next time?
I mean, how do you do better? I can almost promise you during the regular season, the Leafs will not be better.
Oh, why?
They're going to lose Mitch Marner, who's a 100-point star in this league. They're going to lose him for nothing. He is going to walk. John Tavares may come back, maybe at somewhat of a discount, but he's on the back 9 of his career. He had a very good season. Is he going to get better with age? That's not typically how it works. The salary cap is going to go up, and they're about to get a lot of salary cap space. Spending in free agency is typically not the best way to do it. You're overpaying for guys. And I don't know what kind of lunatic is signing in Toronto right now when the enemy is doing a full court press media tour talking about how bad they feel for the Leafs because their fans cheer for them when they win and get upset when they lose. Isn't that the goal of any professional sports team? I don't know why the NHL is like this.
Talk to me about the fans, what you're hearing from them, because it's gotta hurt. You know, you're here again, and I know sports, anything can happen, but it just seems that there is this pall over the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's almost kind of a joke, and I don't understand why a team that has all the resources that it does, and the fans who stay so committed, why we find ourselves here again. Like, what are you hearing from fans out there?
The fans are committed to the crest. The fans want the team to win. The fans, I was about to say believe. They don't. They want the Crest to win. This is their team. They're not bandwagon fans. I think the greatest curse of Leaf fans is they're not stupid. You know, if you were stupid, you could definitely believe that, you know what, it's the same main players over and over and over again, and this year's going to be different. Every fan after Game 5, when the Leafs lost 6-1 on home ice, knew exactly what was going to happen. The Leafs were going to play their best game of the season in Game 6 to force Game 7. What did they do? They got a 2-0 shutout, and now they're going to lay an egg in Game 7. It is not just another Game 7 defeat. It is their worst defeat of this era. Any Disney movie, or I don't know, this might be maybe more sadistic than Disney. Any film where you wrote this plot, I think in the writer's room, the feedback would be, you're laying it on a little thick. But this is what happens year in, year out. And no fan is going to have any more patience for it. There's going to be change to the core. And Brendan Shanahan, the president of this team, is going to pay for it with his job. There's no way they bring him back.
Okay, I'm being told fast in my ear, Steve. What are your predictions for the Oilers when they play Dallas?
That series is going to be high octane. It could easily be the Stanley Cup final. I would take the over in every game. It's going to be a lot of fun, lots of goals.
Okay, Steve Dangle, Glynn in Toronto. I promise we'll talk to you before they lose again. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.
Thank you.